we have explained how to find the volume of any prism. In today's lesson, we will find the volume of a pyramid. The volume of any pyramid has a fixed rule that needs to be memorized. Whatever the pyramid is, whether it's a square-based pyramid as in the picture to the left, or a triangular-based pyramid as shown in the picture to the right. In both cases, the rule is the same. The rule is volume is equal to 1/3 times the area of the base times height of the whole pyramid times h. So this rule needs to be memorized. Now, let's look at the figures here. The first figure, which is the square-based pyramid. The base is a square here. This is the base in the square-based pyramid. And now the height. The height of the whole pyramid is a line, a straight line that drops from the point at the top, which we call an apex. So this point here is called an apex, this point here, and the height drops from this point down perpendicular to the base. So it's going to drop from the apex all the way down perpendicular to the base. So the straight line that is drawn in red is your height h. Let's go now to the triangular base pyramid. In the triangular base pyramid, you know that the base is a triangle, as you can see here, and this is the area that we are going to find later that will help us find the volume of the triangular base pyramid. Now we go for the height of this pyramid. The height of this pyramid, again, is a line that drops from the point that is at the top, the apex, as we agreed. Now this line should be dropped from the apex perpendicular to the base. Example number 1, find the volume of the given pyramid. Before we start, let's write the rule that we need to memorize for the volume of pyramids. The volume of a pyramid is always equal to 1/3 multiplied by the area of the base multiplied by the height. Now, since the rule is written, we can start with our previous agreed on steps. Step number 1 is naming the figure that we have. This is a square-based pyramid. And then step number 2, we have to find what's the shape of the base. The base is, from the name, square-based pyramid, it's a square. And then step number 3 is finding the area of this square. Let's highlight the square here. This is the square over here that we need to find its area. As you can see here, it has a dimensions 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So the area is going to be 5 times 5, and that's a 25 centimeters to the power of 2. We agreed on putting this value in a square because we need it later on. Step number 4 is identifying the height of the figure, three-dimensional figure of the pyramid. We agreed that the height in a pyramid has to drop from the apex here, and it's going to be all the way down to the base. So as you can see in the figure here, this is your height because it drops all the way down to the base. So it's a height of 5 centimeters. We're going to put it in a box over here because we're going to use it as well. This takes us now to step number 5, which is the volume. The volume here, we apply the rule that we already agreed on, which is 1/3 times b times h. So it's going to be 1/3 multiplied by 25 times the height, which is 5. It is 1/3 times 125. The answer will be the volume is equal to 41.3 6666. It doesn't end the 6, so we're gonna write 67. We're gonna round it to numbers after the decimal point. The unit, we don't forget it, centimeters to the power of 3. Let's find the volume of the triangular pyramid here. First of all, let's write the general rule for a volume of a pyramid. 1/3 times the area of the base times the height of the whole three-dimensional figure. Step 1 is naming this figure. It's a triangular pyramid. Now step number 2 is identifying the shape of the base, which is from the name here, it is of course a triangle. Then we need to find the area of this triangle. As you can see here, it's already shaded for you, and the triangle is shaded by a gray color. It has a base of 9 and a height of 2, as you can see here. So it has a 2 and a 9 dimensions. We're going to use them. The base has an area of half times 2 times 9, and that's a 9 yards to the power of 2. We don't forget to highlight it to use it later on. Step number 4 is identifying the height of the pyramid. Remember, in a pyramid, the height drops from a point at the top called the apex, and it has to be perpendicular to the base. I'm going to draw it in red. So it's all the way down till it reaches the base, and that's a height of 9 yards as shown in the figure. So the height here is equal to 9 yards. We highlight it as well to use it later. Step number 5, and that's the last step, the volume is equal to 1/3 times, as we agreed, the area of the base, which is 9 yards to the power of 2, multiplied by the height, given as 9 as well. It's going to be 1/3 times 81, and that's a value of 9. We don't forget the unit, yards to the power of